Hi, my name is Hogan, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create this layout here that you can see so that you're able to export the layout and share it with the Themify community, or you can also export it and import it to another website of yours, or you could also export as a layout. So when you create a new page on your website, you can import that same layout, which saves you a lot of time. So I'm going to begin the tutorial, and before I begin, I've taken some inspiration from this website here, myblossom.com, and as you can see here, they've got two separate columns, and we've got two separate columns. Then they've got a background and text, same here, and scroll down, then they've got two separate columns as well. Scrolling down, there you go, and we've also added a call to action button down here. So I've created a wireframe that we're going to be referring to in the tutorial to make things easier. And yeah, so let's begin. So what you need to do is log into your WordPress dashboard. So we're going to go dashboard, and then we're going to create a new page. So click on add new. So just name this page whatever you want. So maybe layout new. And we want to scroll down here, and we want to go to page options in the Themify custom panel. For the sidebar options, we don't want any sidebar for the layout, so we're going to choose the no sidebar option. And for the content width, we want it to be full width, just like this, full width. So we're going to select that. We're going to scroll down, and we want to hide the page title. We don't want the page title showing because that is ugly, so select yes for that. And then scroll back up and click on publish. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the front end, so you can click on view page. Okay, so this is our page that we're going to be building on. So if we refer to our wireframe, we're going to be setting the first row to 1:1 ratio for the columns, and then setting that to the full width, and also changing the gutter spacing to none. So turn on the builder. Now we want to change it to this 1:1 ratio columns, like that. And then we want to change the gutter spacing to none. So there's no space in between. That means the pictures will stick together. Now we need to go to the row options, click on that thing there. And then for the row width, select full width and click on save. Okay, so now we're going to add in the image, this image here, and also the background and text as well. Okay, so go back to your website. Okay, so now we're going to drop a image module into the first column. So drop a image module like that. And then for the image URL section, we want to browse library. And you can upload your files through here by selecting files and browsing your computer. So I've uploaded them, so click on this image here and then scroll down a little bit until you got the auto full width. So select that and then click on save. Okay, so you've got your image there, and the second thing we're going to do is we're going to be adding the text BG color and also the text in the middle as well. So go back to your website, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a text module, and then we're going to type in some text, so tours, and we're going to set this one to H1 tag. Click on space, and then we want to type in the text here. Enjoy the scenery with our experienced guide. Now what we want to do is go to styling, and then we want to scroll down a little bit, and we want to change the font color to white. And then we want to also change the background color. So we want to change the background color to this code here, 95DEDC. Now this color, I've chosen this color because it sort of matches the color in the ocean. So it blends in really nicely, and the website is beautiful. So Okay, so now let's go back here and add in that code. So 95DEDC, and then scroll down here. We're going to align the text into the center, so everything is in the center like that. Now we're going to down here and we're going to set some padding. So 22% padding for the top and 20.1% padding for the bottom. Okay, so I've tested this before. So when you're creating your own layout, you can play around with the padding to make sure that it's the same length as this image here on the left. Okay, so 20.1 pixels. Okay, and click on save. Okay, so that looks really good so far, and we've basically created our first row. Now we're going to go back here. Now we're going to create the second row. So we're going to be setting the columns to 1:1 ratios, and then setting it to full width as well. Okay, so go here and then set it to this one here. Oh yeah, we've also got to set it to none for the gutter spacing, so it all sticks together. Now we want to set the row to full width and click on save. Okay, so go back here. We want to add a background with parallax scrolling, and then I'm going to show you how to add the text in. So go here, click on the options, and go to styling, browse library, and upload this image with the trees. Insert file URL, and I want to add a overlay color because this image here is a bit too cold and the other images are a bit warm, and I want to add in a overlay color so it makes it a little bit warmer. So go to styling, and then you can go to overlay color, and let's select a yellow. Okay, like a yellow, and then we need to just tone down the opacity to about 20% or so. Okay, and after that we click on save. So that looks really nice. Then we add in a text module. So we type in escape, and then we add in the padding. So go here, escape, and add in the heading 1 tag, and then we're gonna center it like that, and then scroll down to padding, and it was about 30%, and you can set this to whatever you want. This is just an example, so we're gonna click on save, and hopefully that looks great. Okay, we missed one step. We missed setting the font to white, so go back to your styling and change the font color to white and click on save. Okay, so there you go. So we've done two rows so far, and we're going to move on to the third one. So the third one would be 1:1 ratio, setting it to full width and none for the gutter spacing. Okay, so go back to your website, change that to this one, change it to none for gutter spacing, and for the row options we want it to be full width as well. So click on save. Okay, so now that's done. Go back to your image, and then we're going to add in the column BG, okay, for both of these columns, and then we're going to add in a column overlay with a hover color overlay, and then add in the text. Okay, so we're going to go here, click on this column styling icon on the left, and what you want to do is upload a image. So browse library and click on the image, insert file URL. I think we should set this to full cover as well. So scroll down, and we want to add a little overlay color. So it's going to be black, and let's select about 50%. Okay, and for the hover color, overlay hover color, that means when you hover over it, then it'll go change the color that you set here. Okay, so we're going to set it to the same, but just a little bit darker. So it's going to be 75% opacity, and then we're going to save. Okay, so as you can see, when you hover over it, it'll go a little bit darker, and that looks really nice. So after you've done that, we're going to add in a text module, and then we're going to type in explore Bali and add in a button as well. So go back here and then type in that, explore Bali. Change this to H1 tag. Click enter one time and go to this little icon here for the shortcodes, and we're adding in a button. So click on button. So for the button text, we're going to type in learn more. And for the button style, we've got some examples that you can choose from, but the one that we're going to do is large white outline. Okay. Now for the button link, this is where your button is going to link to, and you can choose your URL, but I'm just going to choose this one as an example. Okay, so paste in the URL there, and what we're going to do is click on save. Now we want to go to styling, and we want to align all the text to the center, and I think we're going to change the font color to white as well. Okay, so hopefully that is all good, and let's click on save. Okay, so as you can see, I forgot to add in the padding, so that's really easy. Just double click that, go to here, and that's about 10% padding for top and bottom. So go back to your styling, scroll down a little bit, and add 10% and 10% to the bottom. Okay, so click on save. Okay, so that looks really nice so far, and what we're going to do now is edit the second one here. So we're going to add in the image first and set in the overlay colors. So click on the icon here, and then for the background image, browse library and click on this image. For the background mode, we're going to set it to full cover, and we're going to scroll down. For the overlay color, we're going to set it to exact same one set it to the exact same one as the left, because that will make everything blend in properly. So select that one and 50% opacity, and for the hover overlay color, we're going to select the same black and then 75% or so. Okay, so click on save, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we want to duplicate this text module and then basically move it over, because that's going to save a lot of time. So click on duplicate and drag one of the modules over to the right hand side. Now it's really easy to edit, so just double click it, and depending on what we want to change to, students learn more. Okay, so just change this explore Bali to students, and if you want to change the button text, then you can just change it right here. Okay, so delete learn more and then type in whichever button text you want. Okay, so all the styling and everything is set. We don't have to worry about that, so that's why it takes less time and it's really convenient. So click on save. So that looks good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is add in the last part, the call to action. So basically we're just going to add in the text and then the button. Okay, so go here, and then you don't need to set anything, we just add in a text module. Okay, so I forgot what we're going to type, so go back here, get the best deals and surprise your family. Okay, so get the best deals and surprise your family. And let's change this to H2 tag, I believe. Okay, and then click on enter one time. Then we're going to set in a button, so click a button. And for this button text, we're going to type in book now. And for the button style, it's going to be large, white, flat, I believe. And for the custom background color, if we look here, we want it to utilize the same color that we have here. Okay, so that looks really nice, blends in with the ocean again. So we want to type in 95DE DC. Okay, so go here, hashtag 95DEDC. For the button link, I'm just gonna copy this one as an example. So paste that in here. Scroll down a little bit. For the button text color, we want that to be white. Okay, so you can type in hashtag and then FFF, which is white. We can insert, and then we need to go to styling, and then we need to align everything into the center. We don't need to change the font color because the background is white. And we're going to scroll down to the padding section, and we're going to add 10% padding to the top and also 10% padding to the bottom, I believe. And then we can click on save. Okay, so something wrong. Okay, we need to double click on that. And as you can see, the text color is black. I want it to be white. So we might want to change this large white to large blue, in fact, and then click on save. Okay, so just do that, and that will go white text. Yeah, so delete this module that pops up here. Let's click on save, close it, scroll back up, and there you go. So as you can see, we've built a beautiful layout. We've got 2 columns here. Oops, we forgot to set this as a parallax background. So you can turn on the builder again and click on the options here, and then go to styling and select parallax scrolling, click on save. Okay, so that's really easy to edit. Yeah, and we've got 2 feature modules here and also a call to action here as well. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can actually export it. So you can import it onto a new website, and also how to export it as a layout so you can import it onto the same website but another page, which is going to save you a lot of time. So we're going to go to Themify Builder up here, and we're going to click on export, and I'm just going to export it onto the desktop. So you can just name it whatever you want, and then click on save. Okay, so that basically exports that to your computer, and I'll show you how to import that in a few minutes. Okay, so close that for a second. But you can also export it as a layout. So what that means is if you create a new page, you can load that layout, which saves you a lot of time. So click on load layout, and you'll see that there are quite a few default layouts already here that you can choose to use. Okay, so for our own, we can click on layouts here and save as layout. You can add an image preview by uploading here, but I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to call this maybe Explorer layout, and then click on save. So that will save onto your WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the back end, to the dashboard, and show you an example. So let's create a new page, and take, for example, this is a new domain name. Okay, don't worry about this domain name. I'm going to show you how to import it. Import the zip file that we've exported before. Okay, so click on add new. So let's say a new page, name it new page, scroll down here, and because we've set the settings before with the sidebar option, which has no sidebar, and also the content width is full width, you'll have to set this as well, as it doesn't configure automatically, and you'll also have to select hide page title. So make sure you set that as well, and then you can go to publish, and then we can go to view page. Okay, so go to Themify Builder. You can turn that on first, so it won't appear until you turn it on, and then we can import it. So this import will override all the current builder data. So click on OK. select upload, find that latest upload, I think it was this one, click on open, and then reload the page. And there you go. So that's really simple, and it's going to save you a ton of time. Okay, so let's do the same, but load as layout. So go back to your dashboard, go to pages, and let's say we'll name this load as layout. Okay, so again, make sure you set the settings here. Okay, and then click on publish, and then view the page, and then turn on the Themify builder, and then your options will show up. Click on hover over layouts, and then load layout. And this is the layout that we exported just a few minutes ago. So we're going to click on Explorer, and then click on OK, and reload that page. Okay, so as you can see, everything is great and it is working. So thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.